Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying close attention to what's happening around the Browns lately, you already know that the quarterback position remains one of the most discussed topics in Cleveland. It's always been a delicate puzzle, but now, with the upcoming NFL season, the spotlight is sharper. The Browns, as we all know, are a team with a lot of potential, a roster that's competitive and hungry for success. But when it comes to that critical position, the quarterback, things are still a bit uncertain. And that uncertainty is what's fueling all the buzz. The question on everyone's mind is, how long will Cleveland stick with veteran Joe Flacco as their starter? And when will they finally give a real shot to DILLON, the young quarterback they've been developing? Or could we see Shedeur Sanders, the highly touted fifth-round pick, step into the spotlight sooner than expected? Let's start by talking about the current situation. Joe Flacco, at 39 years old, is still holding down the fort as the Browns' starting quarterback. His experience is undeniable, and Cleveland's management feels comfortable with his leadership, especially given his playoff pedigree and the veteran presence he provides. But you know how NFL teams operate. They're always looking for that next wave, that young talent who could take them further. That's where DILLON Gabriel comes into the picture. Gabriel, a former Oregon Duck, has shown flashes of promise in training camp. He's athletic, has a good arm, and has been working hard to earn that starting role. But the truth is, the Browns have been cautious with him, mainly because of his size and some questions about his physical stature and durability. Now, this is where things get interesting. According to a recent episode of the Say What Needs to Be Said podcast, a former NFL champion and cornerback, Asante Samuel, dropped some pretty bold predictions. Samuel believes that Cleveland might not stick with Gabriel for much longer. In fact, he predicts that we could be seeing Shedeur Sanders in action by around Week 8 or Week 10 of the season. That's a significant projection, especially considering Sanders is a rookie who just recently got drafted. Samuel thinks that the Browns might give Sanders a chance to showcase his skills sooner rather than later, especially if the team hits a rough patch or if Gabriel struggles or gets injured. And it's not just speculation. There's some logic behind this. Gabriel beat out Sanders in training camp for the backup role, so he's technically ahead in the pecking order. But as Samuel pointed out, Gabriel's physical limitations, his size and athletic profile, could work against him in the long run. This isn't just about talent. It's about durability, and the NFL is a tough league where physical attributes can make or break a career. Samuel's take is that the Browns may see Sanders as a future star, but they might be willing to wait a bit longer before giving him the keys to the offense. Still, that wait could be shorter than many expect if things go sideways early in the season. Of course, the Browns are in a good place with Flacco, who brings stability and a veteran presence. But at the same time, the organization has to think about the long-term picture. The NFL is a league where rookies can sometimes surprise everyone, especially if they show flashes early on. Shedeur Sanders, with his talent and athleticism, could be that surprise. He's a player with a lot of potential, and the Browns could be grooming him to be their franchise quarterback of the future. But as of now, the team remains cautious, and the official reports from The Athletic's Diana Rossini indicate that Cleveland is comfortable with Flacco and Gabriel as their backups. They're not rushing Sanders into action unless circumstances become chaotic or they see a clear path for him to succeed. Now, let's talk about the broader context. Cleveland's quarterback situation isn't unique in the NFL. Many teams are facing similar dilemmas. But this situation is particularly intriguing because of the blend of veteran stability with Flacco, combined with the raw potential of Gabriel and Sanders. The Browns are a team that has been knocking on the door of playoff success for a few years now, and the quarterback position could be the missing piece that pushes them over the edge. They have a solid defense, a talented roster, and a coaching staff that's eager to see their offense reach new heights. But without a consistent, high-performing quarterback, those ambitions can be limited. If Shedeur Sanders does get his shot this season, it could be a defining moment not only for him, but for the Browns franchise. Imagine a scenario where Sanders, as a rookie, steps in due to injuries or poor performance by others, and he starts to show why he was highly regarded coming out of college. That could accelerate Cleveland's rebuilding process and reshape their future at the position. But it's not just about talent. It's about timing, patience, and trusting the development process. The Browns have a rich history of developing quarterbacks, but sometimes patience is tested, especially when fans want results now. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's recent draft picks and offseason moves indicate that they're building around a future that could be very bright if they find the right quarterback to lead the charge. Gabriel has shown flashes, but he's still unproven. Flacco offers experience, but he's not the long-term answer. Sanders, with his athleticism and arm talent, could be the one who leads the Browns deep into the playoffs, maybe even to a Super Bowl. But that's a future that depends on how well he adapts, how quickly he learns the NFL game, and whether the team's coaching staff decides to take a chance on him sooner rather than later. And let's not forget, injuries are always lurking in the NFL. A quarterback gets hurt, and suddenly everything changes overnight. If that happens to Flacco or Gabriel, Sanders could be thrust into action earlier than expected. The Browns are aware of this possibility, and they're keeping their options open. It's all about timing and readiness, and right now, the organization seems to be in a holding pattern, waiting for the right moment to make a move that could define their season. So, Browns fans, what do you think? Are you confident in Flacco for this season? Do you believe Gabriel will step up and take that next leap? Or are you already dreaming of the day when Sanders gets his chance and shows what he's capable of? The quarterback position remains the most fascinating storyline in Cleveland, and it's likely to stay that way until we see who steps up when it matters most. The team's future could hinge on these decisions, and the excitement is building as we approach training camp and the preseason games. It's a roller coaster, but that's what makes following the Browns so thrilling. Every game, every snap could be the start of something special. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you think Sanders will get his shot early in the season? Or do you believe Flacco and Gabriel are the perfect duo to lead Cleveland to the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. The season is just around the corner, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, let's go Browns!